Welcome to Besame Wellness. Since opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville, we have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om Hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.
What's going on, guys?
Yabba dabba do.
All right, dab in. What's everybody dabbing on tonight? I don't know. I'm trying some new stuff from that last round we just got. What is this? Mojo Sugar Wax.
Sugar wax.
Going a little far with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's up, everybody?
I have a container from Proper, but I have no idea what's in it. That's one of the issues with the packaging.
You don't remember what's in it.
It tastes good.
You get rid of the package, and so that's one of my complaints about some of these is that you don't know what's in it after you lose the package. So anyway, been a hell of a week.
Yes,
It's only Tuesday.
Yep.
Damn.
Crazy week.
Damn.
Now remember, real quick,
Damn.
tag someone in this video
Yes.
to get on the Wheel of Dank at the end of the show.
Right now, tag them so you can.
Yep.
We don't have the magic beans and the slaps and stuff all out here, but we thought it would.
Yeah.
We just forgot.
Yep.
Not really. We got busy and just didn't get around to getting them out here. So all of our prizes and stuff for the drawings are packed over here on the table, but they're still the same, winnings. So, we got some alien sugar cookie
Some
souvenirs. We got some probably fire genetics souvenirs. We got some Red Beard chocolate mimosa souvenirs.
and some other goodies to go with
Slaps.
it. Yeah.
Some other stuff. And then tonight, on top of it, at the end of the show, we're going to do our monthly top fan Wheel of Dank.
And we got a video, we can show you that a little later.
And so, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had a hell of a week.
Yep. It was a great week.
This week, what are we doing tonight?
Oh, we got Terp Talk.
Terp
tonight.
Talk, the final episode.
Yeah, final episode, and we got a special guest to go with that.
Neurologist.
No, a surprise, not a special guest. Just say
surprise.
it's a surprise.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not really a
Surprise.
surprise.
I've already
Oh, we
said
already
We've
told
said
everybody?
it.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I haven't
so
been
we'll
paying
get to Terp Talk right after a word from our sponsors.
Welcome to Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown, locally owned and operated cannabis dispensary. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through your journey to wellness. Patients First is our guiding mantra and will continue to bring quality, affordable medicine to the patients of Missouri. Kansas City Cannabis Company, inspiring wellness. Now open in Kearney and Blue Springs. Coming soon to Lake Lotawana and Excelsior Springs. For location, hours, and current menu, visit kccannabis.org.
My God, man,
All
the
right.
insubordination around this place, man. Good, you can sure tell who was in the military and
Oh,
who
yeah.
wasn't. I tell you what, man. I tell you what.
Oh man, fire it up. We already did, Richard.
Hey, you know what?
Or is that Richard or Rachel? I can't see.
You
Rachel.
know what? Okay, I'll do another dab.
Ah, I guess twist my
Yabba
arm a
dabba
little.
do.
All right,
I
fine.
don't know what I'm
Yabba
doing.
dabba do.
Man,
Woo!
guess
We're going crazy up in this place tonight.
Guess we got to do what the viewers ask, huh?
We're getting wild, man. We're getting
Yeah.
wild. Oh,
I could tell. I was
Stuart's all risky business over there. Sometimes,
yeah.
Joe, you just got
Bring
to
Stuart's
say,
cam up for
I
us
just had to
there.
put my glasses on for a second to really get in the mode.
you have to,
You know.
man. Your future's so bright, brother. You got to wear shades.
Oh yeah, I love that jet sound.
Watch out, I might get copyright
Infringement.
flag for saying that shit.
Because he wore sunglasses at night.
Right.
Right.
Better hallway vision.
Oh man.
So, cool. So yeah, tonight,
Man.
excuse me.
What we got tonight?
So tonight wraps up our, well, you can see some of our stuff. We went ahead and threw it up here. Base May hat. We've
Yeah.
got some cool stuff, some illicit swag
All
from
those good
Base
stuff.
May. They're sponsoring this month's giveaway. And we've got the Black Box Genetics I brought back from the Grow Trade Fest for somebody. This
Yeah.
little dipper and a top shelf T-shirt.
Yeah.
Your choice of top shelf or artisan and dank. Your choice.
Yep.
You just have to tell us what size so we can send it to you, and that will be our top fan giveaway. And there's a few
Here,
other things there.
Bring up that video real quick for us, Dave. It's the top fan giveaway.
I don't think the T-shirt's in there.
No, the
but,
T-shirt's not in there, but here's the giveaway
so
for
this
you
is
guys.
what you're getting for
Say top shelf T-shirt.
one
10
of our
times
top
fast.
shelf top fans.
Even get that cool little mug and everything. It's an awesome.
Is it a
look.
mug? Is it a canteen?
What-
Is it a cup? I mean,
A
this
cylinder
is
with a
this
lid.
is a source of tension.
Yes.
And division in the room.
Yes,
So,
we
what
can't
the
quite
hell is
figure
it?
it out.
Can you hand me that there
but
canteen?
This
To
right
me,
here.
It's a canteen.
Is this
okay?
a canteen?
Just call
a
it
A
cup?
thermos.
It's even got a little a thermos, maybe a thermos. I don't know.
man.
It's thermal.
Yeah,
It's a container. That's for damn sure. you
I
know?
will say that's not the coolest thing in here though.
It's cylindrical.
What's the coolest thing in
In
here?
my opinion, the coolest thing in here is the dip device. Go
Oh,
ahead and
yeah,
bring us
dude.
up that little dip, the
Yep.
folder. Yeah,
These
there
guys?
you go.
Oh,
This
yes.
guy, dip device. This thing is
Yeah.
awesome.
Go there,
I love
check
it.
this place out, get you
Yeah.
a dip device. So that's going to be in there. A
Yep.
nice little portable dab tool. We've all been using it for a minute since the
week.
Grow Trade Fest, and love it.
Yeah, we can
Love
some
it.
change.
So there's a little learning curve when you keeping the tip clean and stuff
Yeah.
to keep it so it's flowing good. But it's a great little device.
Mine cleaned
So,
out real quick. I mean,
but-
it was really easy to clean out. They
Oh,
pop
yeah.
right apart,
Yep.
pop the little piece of wax out, and it's a done deal.
Yeah.
No
It's,
problem.
it's all finished up, man. And when those tips burn out, you can replace them pretty easy. So anyway, tonight we've been doing an 8-part series on Terp Talk. And the cool thing about this to me is, aside the fact that we've had, Matt Cass, otherwise it would have stopped at 7. So let's check out Neuralidol with Matt Cassio.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the 8th and final episode of Terp Talk with Matt Cassio. What terp are we talking about today, Matt?
Well, we're going to talk about Neurolidol. It's a terpene that has started showing up in some of the local cultivators and on their lab COAs, and you know, it's something that they've asked about, and I've seen it a lot down in Oklahoma on some of the terpene profiles, so we're going to talk about that, man.
All right, so Neurolidol. You know, you said that a little bit before. You've seen it coming up a little more. What is that? Is that something new, or is it a new terpene, or what's up with it?
Well, obviously it's not a new terpene. It's been around forever, but I think it's starting to show up in different cultivars that people are growing, and we're not really sure why. You know, not many people see Neurolidol. You'll see some of the terpenes I've gone over in Terp Talk, like myrcene, alpha-pinene, limonene, linalool, beta-caryophyllene, but Neurolidol is not something you see a lot. So I decided to do a little bit of research and kind of explain what it's about and what the properties are about, so people have a little better understanding, and maybe understanding of a couple of the few cultivars that it actually is in.
Nice. Well, you know, we all appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
So let's dive in. What does Neurolidol smell like?
So it really has a lilac aroma. There's actually an orchid that is in New Mexico that has a very distinct smell, and it's called the Nerali. And so it definitely has a very floral smell. It's used as a natural sleep aid, and it's in a lot of lotions and perfumes. It's a compound of ginger, actually. So it's been used in the food industry for a flavoring and scent agent for years, as well as a lot of terpenes have. Sure.
What else is it found in? Like what other natural things is?
Jasmine is one, lemongrass, ginger, like I said, tea tree, which also terpinolene is found in as well, and lavender as well. So it has a very floral, woodsy aroma to it.
I've heard lavender a few times in these terp talks. So lavender seems to have a lot of different terpenes.
It does, really. And it was funny, I was in St. Louis the other day, and I was at a restaurant, and when I was leaving, they had a whole bunch of lavender growing outside, and I picked a bunch of the flowers, and it just smelled so good. It smelled like cannabis almost. It reminded me of some sort of sedating, relaxing cultivar. You know, it was awesome.
Feel it melt over you.
Hell yeah, man. Really cool stuff. And that's what's cool about terpenes. Once again, you know, they're found in so many other things that there are ways to nourish your endocannabinoid system. Terpenes are actually the essential oils of cannabis. So, you know, when you can sit there and smell a big floral bunch of linalool, it is relaxing, it is calming. So pretty cool stuff.
What benefits do Neurolidol have?
Well, a few really. It's an antifungal, definitely some sedative properties as far as it really helped. Once again, a lot of the research is done on mice, but it caused...
Unfortunately.
Yes. Hopefully one day we're moving in that direction. So, but Class 1 schedule needs to go so we can do better research here in America. So, but definitely some sedative effects in mice, antioxidant as far as oxidative stress, which is a silent killer, so that's kind of a good thing. And then some anti-cancer properties. Definitely had slowed down and caused the death of carcinoma cells, which are obviously lung cancer. Has a lot to do with carcinoma cells. Antibacterial properties, as far as anti-malarial properties. There was a study done with some mice, and so yeah, pretty interesting. And then anti-anxiety properties. Without really kind of altering cognition, which is cool, which is somewhat similar to limonene. It's somewhat a mood booster. So I don't think there's any research if Neurolidol is actually working with our serotonin or dopamine receptors like limonene, but that research will eventually be out there, and we'll know a little bit more about this terpene.
What varieties does it come in?
Some of the, ones that I've talked about earlier as some of the well-known ones, Jack Herer, Blue Dream, Chemdog, Black Lime Reserve, Skywalker OG, all are, a lot of Neurolidol is dominant in those.
You know what? I've got a Chemdog in my garden. Maybe I should get that tested, see how much Neurolidol is in there.
Maybe you should,
This is the last Terp Talk, so let's hear some final thoughts.
We need to do so much research still. I mean, there's some great studies that show synergy between cannabinoids and terpenes, but we don't have a lot of really cool research on how all these terpenes work together in these cultivars, you know?
Right.
But one thing you need to really consider with terpenes is that our blood-brain barrier that we have, it really is trying to keep all these horrible things that could get into our bloodstream. And so THC and CBD are bigger molecules than terpenes, so they don't flow through the blood-brain barrier as easy. Terpenes are real little. They can just flow right in there and start doing what they need to do. But when a terpene is paired with either CBD or THC, it helps them pull them through those channels into the blood-brain barrier either. So by saying this, a product that's 30% THC that was manhandled from the time it was grown and the time it was cut down and the time it was dried out, that has a horrible terpene profile, will not be as medicinal as far as a plant that has 20 to 24%
Right.
THC with a killer terpene profile.
Right. That goes back to like our first episode here where you were talking about the entourage effects versus the ensemble effect.
Yeah, and it's true. It's just, you know, terpenes are a huge part of the entourage effect, and that's what really, you know, to me, when I go out and I shop for product, I don't care how much THC is in there. What I care is about the terpenes and the symptoms I'm trying to help deal with cannabis instead of being on pharmaceuticals.
Very cool.
Right.
All right, guys, that wraps up Terp Talk. Thank you, Matt, for coming out and educating us.
It was a pleasure, man. I can't wait to come back and do some more cannabis education. I love it. And, you know, like we say at the Cannabis Care Team, education before medication, guys. Thank you so much.
Stay lifted. All right. Well, here's the man himself, Mr. Matt Cascio.
Cascio. Now we know. Now we don't have to guess. It came right from him. It's like he made sure we knew how to say it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I've been saying Cascio,
Cascio.
That's how I always hear it all the time.
It's
too.
usually when I know a phone salesman is trying to reach me.
Cappuccino.
Is Mr. Cappuccino in? No, that's not good. You get two more tries and I hang up.
So anyway, so this is the man who has blessed us with his time and energy doing Terp Talk for us all these 8 weeks.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, I so appreciate it, man. You know,
I got to learn so much. I'm very, very happy you came and did this for us.
Well, I'm glad I could be a part of something like that, you know. It was, you know, it was really cool. Because who doesn't want to share some knowledge about cannabis?
Right. Absolutely. I mean, what better to talk about than, you know, the wonderful herb that we all hold so dear.
Hell yeah, man. Especially terpenes. They're a huge part of the cannabis experience.
I mean, this is something that, you know, back in the day, if you know, knew about cannabinoids, you knew some shit, man.
Right.
You know, now the whole terpene thing has come on, and over the last couple of years, especially here in Missouri. Now, I've been on forums for a while, so I've been hearing a lot of talk about terpenes for about the past 12 years or so. But that's not even very long, you know. So, you really bring the knowledge, dude. You know all about it. You've educated yourself to the point to where you've become one of the pillars in our community for that kind of knowledge. Wow. You know. And
thanks, man. That's awesome.
We appreciate all the effort you've done, dude.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely. Yeah, terpenes are, like you said, you know, they don't actually put terpene profiles on any of the product labels here in Missouri. They do in Oklahoma and they do in some other states, but, you know, shopping terpenes is a lot better than shopping THC, especially if you're new to cannabis, because you might find a cultivar in a dispensary that you really like, that you had a great experience with, and when you go back, it's not there. But if you knew the terpenes that were in there, you would probably find another product with a similar terpene profile.
Yeah, it came close. It gave you the same effects.
Yeah.
So hold that thought. We have a trivia
Yes,
question
we
for
do.
our first
Trivia.
giveaway.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see.
what is our trivia question?
What country has the highest average cost per gram of cannabis? So what country costs the most to buy a gram of cannabis?
Yeah.
So
So when you walk down that teenager in the parking lot,
Yep.
you say, "Hey, dude, give me a gram of dank."
a gram. We're not talking an ounce. We're not talking a quarter. We're talking a gram.
Black market or legal market?
It don't matter what
Medical
market.
or
Just
it doesn't
in
matter.
general.
In general.
Who's got the most expensive market right
And
now?
Yeah,
this
so-
could be throughout the world, right?
Yeah,
And we're
throughout
not,
the world.
I'm not talking countries that will like chop your head off for having cannabis either. Though. We're
Right,
talking
no, no,
legit
no.
prices.
Legit.
It's very expensive over
Actual
here.
currency, actual currency, not your life.
John Sharp, Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Who
Who got it?
John Sharp.
John Sharp.
All right, John.
John Sharp got it.
Oh man, he is.
Tokyo, Japan.
John Sharp's pretty
Yeah.
sharp.
He's a pretty sharp fella, man.
He's got a couple of them.
So-
Actually, there was somebody before him that said Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
He's
here we
watching
go.
the master
He's
feed.
watching. Yeah.
Now,
he's got
don't
the
listen to
master
me.
feed
I'm
going.
just a guest on the show, guys. Really.
So yeah. So Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
So how much is it?
Yeah,
It
Zach.
is
How much?
Yeah.
$38 a gram.
$38.
$38 a gram.
Is that U.S. dollars?
It said it had a dollar sign in front of it, so I'm guessing that's U.S. dollars.
So that's already okay. So yeah, well,
That's highway
a lot.
robbery. I won't pay it.
right?
you would if you couldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Now is that
Yeah,
38? I mean, it said that was the average price. So is that $38 for just some average bud?
For
or
mids?
Yeah, like what level are you getting?
Missouri mids?
right.
Probably a
Or,
medium.
you know, $38 here.
Tokyo
You better
mids.
have like some one
Tokyo
hit
mids.
stuff.
Yeah.
Tokyo mids,
Better to have real diamonds in it.
right?
I know. Yeah.
Oh, shiznit, man.
Well,
That's a lot.
congratulations,
Okay, so-
Sharp.
All right, so
Awesome. Congrats.
you know to go ahead and bring home the
What's up, Nancy?
the terpene talk. To bring
Terpene.
home and to wrap that up, let me get a drink. I got a little bit of a dry mouth.
Oh, man.
I don't know what's going on with that.
It's a side effect
Ah,
of something.
I
yeah.
have no idea. But anyway, I feel better now. So to go ahead to wrap up Terp Talk, we've been talking about in your grow, how to maximize your terpenes. And we've talked about a lot of stuff. We've talked about, your environment. We've talked about your lighting. We've talked about your medium, just everything, So your CO2 levels and all that. And, I just kind of want to wrap it up and bring it home to maximize in your grow, to maximize your terpenes. Really what you're doing is you're just maximizing the entire grow climate to bring that particular cultivar or, whatever variety you're growing to its peak, okay? And to do that, you need to get everything into a balance, okay? And Stuart and I have been in conversations lately about certain stresses we see. We've both changed over from HID or high pressure sodium and metal halide lighting to LEDs, and we're both using the higher powered LEDs, 630 watts. I believe he's growing under the Fluent Spider 2 Eyes also. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I have a Fluence Spider 2i and I have a Mars 6500. That I
right.
use in veg.
Yeah. And I've got a couple Spider Farmers and stuff like that for veg. But so switching over, we've noticed that the plants, just due to the intensity, the plants require more of the soil.
Right.
And so we are learning to balance this out, and we're learning that, to allow the plants to use the nutrients that's available, our CO2 has to be at a certain level. And I'm going to be sticking my CO2 right now. I'm going to be running an average of about 800 ppm. And I may vary that a little bit from early bloom. I might jump that up in the first 3 weeks of bloom to around 1200 ppm to give them that boost they need, and then back it down.
Right.
And also having a closed climate and keeping the temperature as even as possible, bringing it up to only around between 78 and 82 during lights on, and letting it not fall more than 10 degrees with lights off, so that you keep within that 10-degree window until late bloom, and then you can bring it on down, to below 60 degrees a couple nights in a row to get that color popping if you want. It'll stress them a little bit. You'll lose a little bit on the back end of yield, but you'll really have a better product if you stress them like that, because it does help them produce a higher terpene profile when you bring that temperature down, because you're mimicking outside.
Right,
You're mimicking
natural.
its natural resources or its natural environment when you do that. So bringing the temperature down, late bloom, that's why perpetuals are kind of not the best
Right.
way to run if you're going for quality. You really want to have the whole crop coming down at the same time,
Right.
so that if you need to do your temperature fluctuations, you can. And there's more to a temperature fluctuation than just changing the color.
Right.
The temperature fluctuation triggers hormones in the plants to produce more cannabinoids to protect itself from cold weather coming, so it can grow longer and ripen more seeds and
Have a better
reproduce,
chance of
even though we don't have seeds in the ones that we grow. So our VPD, we really, if all we can do is keep a track on our humidity and our temperatures, we can, as long as we keep our humidity down below 60 degrees,
Right.
or
60%.
60% relative
Right.
humidity, and we keep our temperatures above 70,
Right.
then we will be okay.
Right.
You're going to be all right. But if you can, to really dial that in, you need to get you a climate monitor they actually have them now that can clip onto the leaf of the plant to tell you the exact VPD of the plant, not
Yeah.
just the atmosphere, because the atmosphere
Wow.
is only going to give you a general idea of where you're at, even though it is better than just temperature and humidity. I've got a pulse, and it's not the clip-on kind. I'm getting ready to upgrade to that in my new room. But it measures, the entire climate, lighting, association with everything, and how it all balances, and it helps you dial it in. And I like to keep my VPD right around 1. That's just about the perfect VPD for cannabis to thrive in. And so, lighting intensity, if you have your lighting and to get the most out of your lighting, you have to dial in your environment. And that's just the bottom line. So I think it's a fun process. It can get expensive to get your climate and your room dialed in. This isn't, if you want to grow good meds in a tent, you can grow really good meds in a tent. But if you really want to get in and really hone that craft, and you really want to become an artisan of growing fine cannabis, then dialing in your room is going to be your biggest focus. And that's just something. It's a balance, just like everything in the universe. Everything in life is a balance, and so is growing your cannabis and keeping your environment and your medium and the available nutrients. We were talking about keeping your Stuart and I earlier were talking about your available nutrients and how you could still remain organic and get the nutrients more available to the plants faster, so that
Right.
they
it stays on pace
right.
with
So
what
with
the light is
lighting, with the
demanding,
light's
right.
demand of it. Yeah. So
Whereas if you're dealing with HPS, you're not
you're not driving them that hard.
Yeah.
I
So
never had a
it's-
problem under HPS
Right.
ever.
Right, and that's part of the reason
Right.
I have been able to be part of that conversation. I'm still on the old school
You're
HPS.
still on the HPS.
Yeah, and my plants, the soil we use, my plants do just
It's
fine.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got that perfect balance.
Right, and but we're working on things that we're working on a soil that hopefully will bring a balance to that, to the switch over, because you know there is a difference. The high performance demands that the high performance LEDs put on the plants right now. It's going to demand us changing our methods and the way we do things, and so we're all growing with that, and it's great. But we have to dial in that environment. First thing, dial in the environment, and the plant will do its thing.
Oh yeah.
Get your medium right, get your nutrients right, get your balance in your environment and your lighting. You have to have good light. If your lights aren't driving your plants, then you don't have enough lighting.
Right.
You're limiting yourself. That's what I was going to say about the high pressure sodium. Yes, it is safe. You know, it's like you're standing on solid ground. There's nothing to worry about. When you do jump to LED, there's a curve to it.
Yes.
But you are opening up a door to a whole new higher potential.
Right.
So you can maximize yields, maximize terpenes. I mean, we want to maximize everything. So
I mean, this has brought excitement back to something that, you know, I had grown so used to doing things the same way.
Yeah.
That I just had my system, man, and it was just, I mean, almost just like, you know, second nature. And it almost kind of lost its excitement, you know, but now that we've started switching over to these higher powered LEDs and stuff, and I never thought I'd see the day that an LED would outperform my high pressure sodium. And the plants are just so different, you know, they don't, to me, the plants don't get as fat, but they're way more dense and they're heavier, and I get higher yields under my LEDs as long as I can keep my environment right and I can allow the plants what they need to utilize the nutrients that are available to them and keep those nutrients available, because man, they are eating more than I have ever fed them. And if I was feeding synthetic nutrients or salt-based nutrients, this would be easy, man.
Right.
It would be so easy just to pour more up your ppm.
Oh yeah, you just add more nutrients.
You know? But with organics, man, this is, we're having to dial this the medium in.
You're involving nature, and and it runs at its own pace, you know. And we're talking nugs so dense that an ounce, you know, fills up just like a very small portion of a sack. I mean, it is surprisingly small, but so dense and just mighty. I mean, I guess that's a good word, you know. I mean, they're just amazing.
So gooey down in
there.
there.
Right?
I can't wait to get on some.
So sticky.
Gosh,
I'm gonna get me one of these lights.
We got something rolled up or what?
Yeah, I mean, when are we smoking that?
Well, I've heard a lot of people on here. I've seen a lot of people about wanting to get Matt doing some dabs with us since you know, we just finished out Turk Talk. You know,
well, you know what though? We're gonna have to go to news, man.
Yeah, it is that time.
It's that time. So we need to get with Stuart Wells with our weekly update. Give it to us, Dave.
Hello, welcome to Besame Wellness. Since opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville, we have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
It's time for the Top Shelf Weekly Update with Stuart Wells.
Oh, sorry. I was dreaming of dense nuggets and trichomes and terpenes and everything. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to your Top Shelf Weekly Update. I'm Stuart Wells. Our first story comes to us from pretty far away, but it's kind of close to home because it's a U.S. territory. So metaphorically speaking. Federal courts representing the U.S. territories of Guam and the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, heretofore known as CNMI, will be hosting a seminar next week on cannabis legalization and its potential impact on the tourism industry. I wonder how it could possibly impact tourism. Both territories have moved to legalize cannabis adult use in recent years, and now their U.S. district courts, the seminar titled, I lost my place, Marijuana Hits the Shores of Guam and CNMI on September 17th. The Guam Bar Association are also co-hosting the event. Industry stakeholders, regulators, and tourism officials will also be participating, and a federal bankruptcy judge based in Arizona will moderate the panel. According to a description of the virtual seminar, one of the main issues that will be tackled is whether the cannabis market will help or harm the tourism industry. It's just, they're silly. Let them do their panel. Anyway, panelists will also explore more generally the risks and benefits of legalization, as well as what kind of revenue can be generated from the medical and adult use markets. Just let them find out. They'll get there. Other issues that will be discussed include banking and legal matters related to the cannabis industry, which that's a sensitive one. They could get that one figured out. That would be great. And I'm going to butcher this name. Jerry Palacios Himely of the advocacy group Sensible CNMI told Marijuana Moment that the seminar will serve insight to the challenges relating to tourism and real estate, including banking and tax consequences that may help consumers, investors, businesses, and agencies get a perspective on the impacts of marijuana legalization as a whole. CNMI Governor Ralph Torres signed legalization into law in 2018, making it the first U.S. jurisdiction to launch a commercial cannabis legalization system through an act of lawmakers. It is also the first to go from having cannabis completely illegal to allowing recreational use without first having a medical cannabis program. Interesting. Guam's governor, Leon Guerrero, signed a bill to enact the reform in 2019. Their law permits adults 21 and older to possess and grow cannabis and creates a system of licensed and regulated businesses to produce and sell cannabis. Experts at this month's panel, including the chair of Guam's Cannabis Control Board and the CEO of the company Grassroots Cannabis, will discuss the relationship between cannabis legalization and tourism, but preliminary findings suggest that the policy does attract tourists. Bingo. Moving on. Are you trying to say something to me, Zach? No. Okay. Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't necessarily surprised that President Joe Biden is opposed to legalizing cannabis. He is, after all, part of the reefer madness generation. During a recent episode of his podcast Star Talk, Tyson brought on Harvard University neuroscientist Stacey Gruber to talk about the intersection of cannabis science, policy, and sports. They discussed why athletic leagues have largely opted to ban cannabis use, a rule that led to the widely criticized Olympics suspension of U.S. runner Sha'Carri Richardson this summer, for example. Dr. Gruber said, to understand the sports ban, it's important to look at the broader origins of cannabis prohibition in the U.S. Despite the historic use of cannabis as medicine, it was banned and demonized during a period of hysteria driven by the 1936 propaganda film Reefer Madness, when the nation really fell under the spell that cannabis was dangerous and warranted criminalization. While many myths about cannabis have been debunked, and there is now growing scientific literature demonstrating the therapeutic value, the government and sports associations have stalled on enacting reform that reflects that reality. Star Talk host, not me, Star Talk host, these are all other people's words, Chuck Nice pointed out that while Biden has emphasized the need to follow the science when it comes to COVID, the same can't be said with respect to his cannabis policy position, because the president remains opposed to federally legalizing cannabis. Tyson said that makes sense because he is the reefer madness generation. Biden was born just 6 years after Reefer Madness came out. Tyson's expertise, as most of you probably know, is in astrophysics, but he has taken a special interest in drug policy. He must have invested in weed stocks is all I can think of. Last month, for example, he wondered on his podcast whether non-human animals willingly take psychedelic mushrooms and whether eating enough cicadas infected by hallucinogenic fungi would create a psychoactive effect. And I think this is important because we're probably all wondering, Tyson did say that he does not partake in recreational use himself. Me neither, Neil. Me neither. He also told TMZ in 2018 that he does not think people should smoke cannabis in space. So, I don't know. In conclusion, could somebody let Joe know that cannabis is good? I think my mom knows it. Maybe I'll have her give him a ring. Yeah, just holler at Joe, Mom, if you get a chance.
Joe Mama.
All right, on to the final story of tonight.
Like, who's talking to me?
Right?
Nobody's JoJo.
Oh yeah, sorry, Joe. Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. the Dog Father, said last week that sports leagues need to stop testing, there's like a theme tonight, stop testing players for cannabis use and allow them to use it as an alternative to opioids. During an appearance on, that's not me, Jimmy Kimmel Live, guest host Stephen A. Smith asked Snoop about the issue, which became an especially hot topic after the Olympic debacle. Smith, who is a sports commentator for ESPN, first asked Snoop whether he agreed with him in principle that athletes should avoid using cannabis to avoid being penalized and losing money. To which Snoop replied, "Well, you know, I agree with your position when it comes to the athletes who have the commissioners and the rules and the regulations and the tests and things like that and they have to deal with in the profession that could stifle them from getting their money." Anyway, sorry I couldn't keep the Snoop voice up very long. The idea of reforming the rules around cannabis in sports is gaining momentum, and Sha'Carri Richardson's case led to many questions.
What was that?
As a Snoop voice, man. You know, Snoop Dogg. I did my best. All right. Anyway, why athletes are being, it was like a Chappelle Snoop Dogg voice. Remember when Chappelle did Snoop? Anyway,
You were imitating Chappelle.
I was imitating Chappelle imitating Snoop.
Okay.
So,
You did a hell of a job, man. Stu Dog.
hang on, where was I? Richardson's case led to many questions as to why athletes are being punished for using a plant that is increasingly being legalized for medicinal and recreational use. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency has expressed sympathy for Richardson and asserted that the rules on cannabis for international athletes must change. USA Track and Field has similarly said that international policy on cannabis punishments for athletes should be reevaluated. At a federal commission hearing on international sports last month, a representative of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency said in response to questioning by Representative Steve Cohen that the organization is heartbroken over Richardson's case and supports liberalization of current bans. And that's it. Back to you guys.
Awesome.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Here we go.
All
What's
right.
up, everybody?
Oh, man.
Going? Thank you, Stuart.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about the bad Snoop
let's get
voice,
you set up.
everybody. I know that was tough
Okay,
to
now
listen
what did you
to.
say?
Dog.
What did you call Snoop was what? What was your
Oh, the Dog Father.
Okay, is he the dog father? Is he the lion? Is he Snoop Lion?
Snoop Lion.
Does
Now,
he just change?
what you're
What-
speaking in like a chronological sense, whereas he began as Snoop Doggy Dog, and then he changed to Snoop Dogg. Then I believe Snoop. He has been the Dog Father. He's always been that. So
D-O double G.
that has remained constant. Okay.
That has, okay.
But then yes, Snoop Lion. Let's not forget when he went Rastafarian. He converted.
He did that
So-
with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
He did that song with Eddie Murphy. Red Light. He did a song with Eddie Murphy.
Who are we talking about? I forgot.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's right. Snoop Dogg.
Wow, dude, you forgot the dog.
Just for-
Don't make the dog lose it, bro.
Wow.
I hope Snoop's not. Are you watching Snoop?
He's a kept.
Are you watching? I hope
Snoop.
Snoop's not watching.
Look, man, I just call him Calvin.
I don't care.
You know,
Nine?
his mama called him Calvin. I'm gonna call him Calvin.
If his mama called him Calvin, if it was good enough for his mama, why?
You know what I mean?
You know. Damn.
Oh, we got a winner on that, did we?
What already?
Man.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Oh,
Dang.
and you know what? I just realized
What?
someone caught a. I don't have my glasses on, but that's not what won because I didn't have them on the whole show.
Right. What's changed? What changed is I put that big old jar of LA Pure Kush up there in place of the half full jar of bee cookies.
Yep.
Yep. Now
So-
that bee cookies didn't get smoked, it has to be thrown away now.
I know, man.
Yeah.
That's
Has to be destroyed of one light at a time, or one. What is that? One.
nah,
burn
man,
at a
that's
time?
old.
We
That,
almost had
yeah.
a fight just now, man.
Oh yeah.
Throw my bee cookie away.
Throw it right over here.
I mean, dude, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a joke.
That
joke,
would be-
everyone. We never
That
throw
would make me
weed away.
non-compliant, Matt.
We wouldn't want that.
We don't.
I
want
even
that.
smoke my roaches, which is more than I can smoke.
Speaking of smoking your roaches, we were talking
I'll
earlier
smoke them
about
roaches,
scraping the bowls for resin. Remember back in the day? I mean, you probably still do it, but I mean,
I don't
remember
really.
back in the day.
I smoke a
when
lot
we
of
used-
blunts. I smoke a lot of blunts. I don't really scrape too much.
You bust
anything.
up roaches.
I'll tell you what, this
Scraping?
son of a gun, I had to get in there and dig that out, but
Did you
that's about the
revape it?
most. It's a,
You can re-dab that.
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah. I put it back in the thing.
Right on, man.
Oh,
Right
I
on.
look
man, that was
rich
a good one.
to you. Shit.
Hey, you know what? I feel like I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up in a couple weeks. I want to give a shout out to the Can of Matriarchs and the Can of Fam Fest.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
We didn't touch on it like
And,
we
you know, I just wanted to talk about that for just a minute because, you know, here's the thing. This isn't just another event, okay?
I'll take all the roaches.
Everything raised at this
got any
event,
more of them roaches?
all the monies that comes into this event, over and above the cost of the event, is going to go to, I believe that's my understanding, is going to go to several different non-for-profit. Aiden's Alliance, Canada Convict Project, Stop Human Trafficking,
Yes.
which we just talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
You know, so and a lot of other
Aiden's Alliance. A
right.
lot of
So
other
yeah.
foundations.
So
Non-for-profit.
we want to get behind this. It's going to be cool. They're going to have a 420 games type
Yeah,
deal,
which sound
on
awesome.
Saturday.
Mocan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
at the
bring
Mo-
that flyer up for us. We have the flyer.
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
it is. So
Helps out nonprofits. You know, it'll be a blast. It's down near Stockton.
right,
Um,
and it's a 4-day. It goes
yeah.
from the 16th all the way through to the 19th, and there's camping and all kinds of stuff. And
Saturday
Saturday and Sunday is the
Yeah,
festival.
the main festival.
And, you know, so we're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be there Saturday. We're going to kind of be emceeing the games.
Yes.
We're gonna be hosting the games,
good,
so to
Dave.
speak, I guess. And we're gonna have a little help from our cameraman Jonathan Lewis.
Yes, with
Yeah,
Mogro
he'll be there with
Solutions.
Mogro
Man,
Solutions,
Mogro,
helping
yeah.
us film a little bit because he's got the goods, man.
Man, he stopped by the dispensary the other day and signed up a few people. He just got his ambulance back. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
seen
Nope.
that thing is
Yeah.
tricked out.
Yeah,
man.
he's got
I heard it
stuff.
was back
So-
on the road.
It's
Hold
awesome,
on.
man.
Check it out. So
Awesome.
we're here. Okay, when I first met Jonathan, right? I'm like, hey, dude, come over. We'll sesh. You know, bring some meds. We'll hang out and sesh, right? So he's like, cool, man, cool. I'll be over there in a little bit, right? And so he shows up in his fucking ambulance, dude, and he's out here in front of my house here with his ambulance, and all the neighbors are coming out on the front
Yeah,
porch
right.
trying to figure out
They're
why
like-
there's an ambulance out in front of the house, and
Everybody okay?
we're on the
over
back
there?
here, and we're
Oh,
both out
no.
here just, you know, smoking the cones, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was
it's
funny. It was
man.
hilarious.
Yeah, he's a good man, and yeah,
He's got a good heart.
can't wait to have
Yep.
him back, man. That
Yep.
ambulance is tricked out. I love it.
Absolutely.
Cool
so
stuff.
yeah, so he's going to be there, and his ambulance is going to be there, and you'll be able to come down there and get signed up to get your card or whoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, come check us out and party with us at the Can of Fam Fest.
It's gonna be a blast.
It's going to
Yeah.
be a blast.
I
nice
see.
big 25-acre property.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
And who knows? We might have.
I hear last year it was just off the hook.
Yeah, I've heard it was a lot of fun.
Their main entertainment, and I don't know who it is, but Pound Game. It's a rapper from St. Louis. So, and they've got other entertainment lined up, I'm sure.
Isn't that Snoop's cousin? Pound Game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think
Because
that's
the
what
dog-
that.
the pound.
I don't think that's a
No.
dog pound. I do not think that's what that analogy
well,
stands
Man,
for.
I see Shauna's on here. She says she's so excited, and you know what? This really, her thing is like camping. So
Right.
Yeah.
this
She
is
redid that whole camper, man.
Yeah, this is the best top shelf event. She's gonna love it.
All
So,
right.
Yeah,
She's
she's
awesome. So we're
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
there. You guys be there. Be there or be square.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a
Yeah,
blast.
don't
Not
be
that there's
square.
anything wrong with being square.
No, there's there's stuff.
It's okay. I've felt like a square peg in a round hole or a round peg
Yeah.
in a square hole.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
I always kind of felt like one of those octagon holes or octagon things trying to be crammed or parallelogram. Fuck, I don't know. What are all those things?
I don't know. You
There
look-
are
Shapes.
many. There are
all
several.
those, all
I
those
mean,
things are called shapes.
Shape.
geometric shapes.
You even added a whole new level to it.
Hey,
You
hey,
went geometric,
don't
man.
put that shit
Holy
on
crap,
there.
is that some sort of quantum physics shit?
I went
We're-
elementary. He went
Quarks.
college.
We're working our way down that wormhole. I can
Damn.
see.
So anyway, yeah, so Cannon Fam Fest, come out and check it out. So
God, that's gonna be shit.
Yeah, good.
Stockton Lake is the best.
Yes. I don't think it's on the lake, but
Well,
it's
okay, whatever. If I get to see the water from
it's
a
out,
distance,
it's out in that area.
I will be happy, and I will hope to see some corn. if
Oh, we're
there's
in
any.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Corn.
Yeah,
some children,
Children
in
of
the
the
corn.
corn.
I always say that I won't go anywhere. I'm not driving anywhere
wants
unless I
you to,
get to see
Malachi.
corn.
He who walks behind the rows.
Right?
Oh man.
Huh? Is that what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I don't get to see corn, I'm not going.
Will
So,
you, if you,
luckily, we're in Missouri,
if
and like
you
any
go
which way we
picking
go, there's
your
always corn.
Make sure it's sweet corn, dude.
No, I don't pick it. I just want to see it.
Okay.
Oh.
We got chased out of cornfields on a regular
No,
basis.
and we're not talking corn the band. We are talking actual corn.
He wants to see corn.
I missed corn.
Like, you
the
know,
band.
corn
No,
stalks.
They
corn
think they
ears.
thought you were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
No.
corn the
I'm
band.
talking about ears of corn.
Yes.
You know, you get to see it from the road, like when you're a kid. You
Something-
you're like, oh, look at that
Something's
corn.
kind of weirding me out. You got
And
this big old
ditchweed.
fetish for corn.
I'm
dude.
just
I
saying,
don't know, man.
it's just it's a running joke. You know, with my family, I tell them, I'm not going if I can't see corn. And they're like, Dad, there's corn everywhere. Like, all right, there better be, or I'm not going.
Then he's going. Cool, man.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? I think it's almost time for the
And
wheel of
ditchweed.
dank, isn't
It is. Wow. It's almost 8 o'clock
Oh
already, too.
yeah, it's
Wheel
almost
of
time for-
dank.
We can't
Wow.
leave yet.
Yeah, so
I was just about
hold
to,
on. You
Dad,
know what? We did the what's changed, and we didn't even announce what the gift was.
We didn't. It
No.
was one of our gift packs.
Probably fire.
Probably fire. Yeah.
Probably fire genetics.
I don't see
Yeah.
it.
Terps Tyrant.
Oh, we
or-
forgot.
Yeah, it's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Well,
have
it's
it.
here. It's
I
just
have
not
it,
here.
and you will have it in a week.
But we are
Which
ready
is it,
for
a week
wheel.
or a day.
We are ready for a
Day.
wheel.
A weekday. It's a weekday.
Weekday.
A weekday. Okay,
let's
so,
do
yeah,
the
let's
wheel.
go to the wheel of dank, man.
So let's do this wheel. This is our
Spin it, Dave.
last
Oh yeah.
bundle. Who do we got, Dave?
Alyssa Yost.
Alyssa
Alyssa
Yost,
Yost,
are you here, Alyssa?
Alyssa
Oh, she
Yost.
tagged somebody, so hopefully she's
All
still
right,
here.
Alyssa, you win
What would that Redbeard?
Captain Redbeard
Redbeard.
Chocolate Mimosa.
Yep. Send us a message. Let us know.
And these are feminized.
Yep.
So now the Probably Fires are regulars. The Alien Sugar Cookies are feminized, and the Captain Redbeard's Chocolate Mimosa are feminized.
And look, there she is. She's
Yeah,
here.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Right.
Yeah.
You will be pleased. I love Captain Redbeard's gear. If you don't want to wait to win something, some of Captain Redbeard's stuff on here, you can always go to CaptainRedbeardSeeds.com and use the code TOPSHELF and take your choice of any of
represent.
their genetics.
Sorry.
Yes.
Support our show, and you'll get a discount. A
They've
nice
got some
little-
great
yeah.
genetics.
They got some good stuff, man. I got their Thorsberry right now, and
And I love their Thorsberry.
got
It's a
their
staple.
Bubba mac and cheese in my garden.
Yep.
So, you know,
Yeah, corn maze about to open up. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, it's good. There you go.
You'll be there.
Yeah, the last place
They
we
gonna
went,
make some corn.
the last thing I said was that we're not. You think I'm going to the Henry Dorley Zoo? Not if I don't see some corn.
Hey, there's three
on the
things
way.
we love right here in Missouri. We love Jesus, guns, and corn.
Wait, well,
What about weed?
some of us,
Yeah,
some
we
of
love
us,
some cannabis,
Can,
yeah.
can we like just make that list
I thought,
longer?
I thought Kansas was the corn, you know.
I think
I don't know.
I think Kansas got a little more corn than Missouri. Kansas got a lot of corn.
That's just it, though.
It's a lot of flat land.
I mean, that's
Nebraska.
the joke. You can
Iowa
see
does
corn,
too, yes.
You can see
Iowa's
corn
got-
like all the way around. That's why it's
Why? What
funny.
the fuck are we talking about?
Corn and cannabis.
So what kind of terpenes does corn have, man?
People love talking about corn. Look at all those corn comments.
People love corn.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. So, yeah, anyway, here in just a second, we're going to do our top fan wheel of dank. So,
Yeah.
we're going to do that on our dab out, though. So,
Dab out.
Yeah.
dab out. Yeah,
Dab
we
out.
dab in.
It's like-
And we dab out. And we dab in between.
It's like
Hashtag
it's
corn
like
talk.
joining a gang when
Corn
you come.
talk.
You dab in, dab
Yeah.
out.
We're danksters.
Dab in, dab out.
He who walks behind the rose. We dab to corn.
It's
Yeah.
It's a capital.
Yeah,
That's
E85
so fresh.
cannabis.
And double OP, DO double GYD O double G.
Yeah.
You see?
That's what I'm talking
What he
about.
said, man.
What Matt said.
What
Did
he
we
said.
just become best friends?
We did. The Chronic's one of my favorite albums, man.
Oh my God.
dude.
You know.
We were at a grown-up party the other night, busting out some old Chronic, and
I
it's a
like-
Paperboy, the Diddy, if y'all know that one. But
I like a lot of old school. I used to work at Seventh Heaven Records on Truce back in the day.
Hell yeah.
That's where I bought all my concert tickets,
dude,
man.
back when me and Sean
bought a
used
futon
to
there.
skip school and go smoke weed.
Probably,
in the,
man.
just
Yeah, I
outside
worked
there.
downstairs when the whole downstairs used to be a wholesale place for all the record stores around town, and yeah. But I always liked Ice Cube and Dr. Dre because they flow over a lot of old Motown stuff and funk that
Oh, yeah.
I come from that era,
Yes,
so
sir.
I dig that stuff. But yeah, The Chronic was one of the best rap albums ever made, in my opinion.
Made.
Just my opinion.
I agree.
From an old white.
That's what I'm
know,
talking
I
about.
mean-
Dave said it. You know, that's
DJ Dave. Hey,
heck,
he's
DJ Dave. Who's going to argue with
Who
that
the heck
man?
is- yeah.
You know.
Shit.
And a voice from above said yes. Yeah.
I mean, Fat Boys.
Well, it came that album
I'm just
came
kidding.
out at the
I had to
perfect
say
time
that.
too. You know,
Somebody
I mean,
would.
it came out at that time when the Rodney King stuff was going on and all that. You know, there was
Right,
a lot of
right.
tension, and
Yeah.
it was just it was really.
So how'd you go from working at Seventh Heaven to being a cannabis nurse?
Well, I actually became an RN when I was 38 years old. I'd done all kinds of different things, and I worked in the hospitals. And in 2014, I was in a network marketing company called Isogenics, and this person called me up and said, would you like to work with the founders of a company called Canaway? All the product has CBD in it. And I was like, CBD? And I started researching it, and I was like, hell yeah. So it really sparked my interest then, and I really started just researching everything I could about cannabis because I had lost my mom and some of my other relatives to cancer, and it's a very non-forgiving disease, and cannabis can do so much for so many people.
Right.
As a nurse, I wasn't making a difference anymore. I was just
going through
giving
the
out
motions.
yeah, pretty much, bro. And so
Yep.
cannabis, I've seen it really give people back their life and
Yeah,
change people's
absolutely.
lives,
Hell
you know.
yeah,
And so that's why I don't want somebody that's coming back to cannabis not get educated on a certain product and have a bad experience and get scared away from it, because we will lose that person.
Right.
And I don't want that to happen.
Oh yeah, you're talking about like incorrect dosing and,
Yes, sir.
and incorrect
Yeah,
potential
I mean,
cannabinoids or whatever.
Cannabis is just very biphasic, and what I mean is everyone has their sweet spot, and when you're new and you go up that graph too far and you go over maybe a great dose for you, you're going to start feeling that anxiety and that paranoia and maybe the racing heart, and it turns into an event that's not fun for somebody. And I've talked to hundreds of people that are coming back to cannabis that had a bad experience 20 or 30 years ago, bad enough that it
You know
scared
what?
them away.
And that's, that brings me to the point, and this is what's beautiful, even though we have our troubles with the market right now, this is what's beautiful about medical cannabis being legal now. Because like back in the day, okay, when we were trying to figure out how to treat people for cancer and drug addiction and chronic pain with RSO, we did not have the access to the information,
Right. The
because
shared
everything had to be done on the DL
Sure, dude.
And you couldn't just go up to somebody and say, hey man, let's talk about dosing with RSO because it's got a kid over here who's dying of brain cancer and we need to figure out how to get him through this and whatnot, And so, but now, with it being legal, we can sit here in an open forum and we can talk about it. And there are people like you and April and the Cannabis Care team who have gone to the efforts to educate yourself on this stuff so that you can pass that on to people like me who had an understanding that RSO will do this, but it's so scary when you're talking to someone and you really don't have the information that you need to tell them the proper dosing and how to figure out exactly what they need. But thanks to having this legal market where we can actually speak in public about this and interact with each other, now if I need, which I have been, if I need to figure out what somebody needs for dosing, I can refer them to you guys and you can help them with that process way better than I can with my present level of understanding.
Right. Yeah, dude, and that's one of the things I love about working with April and her mom, and Melissa actually is another girl that we work with, does some chemistry stuff for us, and she actually can make RSO and does some cool stuff. But yeah, it's just, it's just a really important thing to be able to educate people, because people that are new and coming back to cannabis with the proper education can really learn how to get off some of the medications that they're taking and to lower the doses that they're taking.
The people perish from a lack of knowledge, okay?
Sure.
The people perish from a lack of knowledge. And dude, whether you believe it or not, you're truly on a mission from God, brother.
Yeah.
You're truly doing God's work right now. Whatever you choose to define God as, you're doing God's work, brother, because you are bringing knowledge to people. Right. Okay? And if people perish from a lack of knowledge, you are saving people's lives and you're educating them, you're improving their quality of life just by bringing that understanding in, and it's such a great thing that we have.
I've just now thought of it with our time. We have a question that would fit perfectly right in our conversation.
Okay.
We have a viewer question. The actual gentleman that asked the question just popped up on the messenger too.
Okay, so he's one of our top fans.
Yeah, so bring up that viewer question. So I have a brain tumor, debilitating chronic pain, and much more. I'm trying to find alternatives to my pain meds. How do I go about getting FICO? Also trying to find alternatives to other than smoking for medicating. This is from Jordan, somewhere over the rainbow. So, and we figure with Matt here, that is a great question. Yeah. And in that conversation we were having, I figured that conversation fits perfectly.
Right. And so, but first of all, I just want to qualify anything that we say here. We are not doctors, we're not lawyers or anything like that. We are giving our opinion on our educated or semi-educated from whatever level of understanding we have. The first thing that anyone has to do to gain access to FICO legally is to get their medical card. So that process. If you're a Missouri resident, you just have to take down, all you have to do is take something that, there's been a question, some people have said that they have Kansas driver's license or Oklahoma driver's license, but they've moved to Missouri.
I have a Kansas driver's license still, and I moved to Missouri, and I still have it. I just renewed my card again with my Kansas driver's license.
And so what do you use to prove you live in Missouri?
A Kansas driver's license and a bill.
A utility bill.
Something proving your residence. So a utility bill or a piece of official mail that's gone to that address with your name on it.
Exactly.
If you need, and if you happen to have moved here from another state and you want your medical license, that's what you need to do. Now, as far as the medical brain tumor question, and this is he's one of our top fans.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
going to be on the wheel for this drawing here in just a little bit. So, but Matt, I'm just going to bow out and let you talk to him about what he needs to do with FECO and everything else.
Well, one thing about FECO is it's not, to be really successful with it, in my opinion, it would be cool to find somebody that can make it for you, because you're going to need a lot of it, and
Yes.
it's expensive. And, FECO and RSO, when I talk to people that have cancer or something like that, it's like, hey, are you trying to cure your cancer, or are you trying to deal with the side effects? Because it's two different paths you want to
Right,
walk
yeah.
down.
Right.
I mean, people don't realize that Rick Simpson had stage 4 melanoma. He was
Yes.
not ingesting the product. He was rubbing it all over his skin.
Yes.
So ingesting it is a whole different thing. And when you look at some of the 60 to 90 day programs that he has, people are trying to work up to 1,000 milligrams a day.
Yeah.
And that is
A
like,
gram
for
a day,
some
yeah.
for some people, they invest all this money in all this product, and then they get so high they can't drive, they can't do anything.
It debilitates them.
And they don't want to do it.
Yes.
So we have to be very upfront
I
with
actually
people.
have ran into that in
Yeah.
the past where the people just, I can't do it, it's just too much.
And so we need to be upfront with people in the very beginning and tell them what to expect, because there will be those days where you can't get out of bed almost,
Yes.
and so really, you have to really consider what you want to do and how you're going to do it. But once again, and we've talked about it, you want to find out, you want to start doing some research on brain tumors. But obviously, THC is really cool, but CBD, CBG,
Yeah.
add in these cannabinoids, stack these cannabinoids. I take throughout the day, I microdose with the 1-hip pipe, but during the day I also take a CBD, CBG tincture 3 times a day. And so stacking, different cannabinoids, at the end of the day, they're all going to get inside your body and do what they need to do. So I would definitely do some research. If you'd like to reach out to the Cannabis Care team, for some
Yeah.
more information about RSO and what we might be able to just lead you in the right path. We'd
Yeah,
love
brother,
to help
if you need a way to get in contact with them, shoot us a message and
Yes.
we'll get you in contact with
Yeah.
them. So, but that, you touching on cannabinoids, that's going to propel me into our next set of segments that we've talked about doing.
Sure.
We're going to start getting into cannabinoids.
Yeah.
And we're going to dive into that and figuring, talking about that. So that's something that.
And I actually have, some really cool information on these cannabinoids that is actual research that's backed up by studies. You guys got to remember, sure, it's a class 1 scheduled drug in the United States. We don't do a lot of research. The research that is done is usually done by huge pharmaceutical companies that can afford to do it, that are trying to find their damn place in this industry. But for the most part, you look at Israel, you look at the UK, and you look at South America, and you find a lot of amazing research studies out there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that stuff. And it looks like dab in, dab out.
You know
time
what?
could
I'm
be
not
going
trying to
down,
cut you
so.
off, but we're past our time, which
No,
I don't
man.
mind.
Yeah,
But we're
it's
going to
been
pick this
awesome.
up. Like I said, we're going to dive into cannabinoids and all this stuff. We've got a lot of cool knowledge coming at you guys here.
if we're
over
lucky
the
enough-
next-
If we're lucky enough, this won't be the last. We'll all see Matt on Top Shelf. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Oh yeah, it won't be
Yeah,
last
we've got
time,
some
man.
stuff.
Yeah, we'll be back.
So-
It was awesome having you be
We
part of the Turf
need
Talk.
to
Yeah,
bring
man.
up and
Torch
we need
me,
to
my
do
friend.
this drill. The wheel.
Wheel.
Yes, we
The
need to
wheel
do our
of dang.
top fan.
Our
wheel.
top fan wheel. Bring it up, Dave. Let's do the top fan.
Uh-oh,
Go
that's
for it.
spin.
Spin it up, man. Look at all those top fans. We are so blessed to have so many cool people supporting.
Oh, Alexis Neal.
Alexis Neal.
Alexis.
All right,
Alexis Neal.
Jesus, man.
Is Alexis here?
Alexis Neal. Let's see if she's here.
How do you know it's a she?
Alexis?
Yeah. It could be Lex.
It could be. It could be. I might be wrong, but
You
Now,
don't know.
I saw a couple people that were saying that they weren't top fans anymore and they used to be.
Weren't.
We have no
What?
control of that whatsoever. Facebook does all that. We have no control over that. We can just turn on whether there is top fans or not.
Yep. All right. Here's Cannabis Care Team card. We'll get you the information, brother.
One last thing I just remembered.
Go ahead.
Sean, Kevin Blake asked what the footprint of the Fluence is. Isn't it
5x5
for a flower?
for bloom.
6x6 for
For
bed.
bed. Yep.
That's that just popped into my head. I can't believe I remember.
And I'm also checking out a new light that I'll be bringing to you guys some information on here pretty soon. I've got it set up in my room, and I'm gonna grow with it for a little while, and then I'll be bringing my opinion on that. It actually has UV. It's the Illuminar iLogic 8, and it has UV lighting. And
You know when you stand underneath it, that's for sure.
Oh
I
boy,
can tell you what, brother, you feel it, don't
You
you?
feel it.
Yeah.
But
you're like,
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's always an amazing time.
Thanks for having me on, dude.
Thank you for being here.
yeah,
Thank
you're the
you for
man.
dropping that
This dude
knowledge,
is the
brother.
man. Whoever
Yeah.
said he's the man wasn't bullshit.
yeah, he is the man.
He the
These
man.
guys are awesome, man. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be here if it wasn't for them. So
We wouldn't be here. See how teams work,
you know,
right?
it's all cohesive, man.
Everything
You know?
is, man. So you know
I
what?
dig it.
Plan often, grow happy, and stay lifted.
Above all.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Welcome to Besame Wellness. It's opening December 23rd off 169 Highway in Smithville. We have opened up 4 more stores in North Kansas City, off Berry Road and I-29, Liberty, Gallatin, and coming soon, Warrensburg. We are your favorite local medical marijuana dispensary, here to educate, help, and engage our local community. We have everything you're looking for, from high-quality flower to edibles, tinctures, and beverages. And if we don't have it, odds are we are getting it very soon. So please, come see our beautiful dispensaries and let our informative, educated staff take care of you. And welcome to the Besame family.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Welcome to Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown, locally owned and operated cannabis dispensary. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through your journey to wellness. Patients first is our guiding mantra, and we'll continue to bring quality, affordable medicine to the patients of Missouri. Kansas City Cannabis Company, inspiring wellness. Now open in Kearney and Blue Springs. Coming soon to Lake Lotawana and Excelsior Springs. For location, hours, and current menu, visit kccannabis.org.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.